Hello, everyone. So I have decided to share what God teaches me to my friends here on the internet. And the reason why I'm doing this is because God just brought this scripture into mind. Because I've been thinking about this for a long time. I would think, oh, this would be nice to share to everyone, to my friends, to family that knows me. But then I would think, I don't even know how to do this video thing. I don't know. Yeah. And I would think, I don't know if I'm very good in sharing what I learned, what I'm thinking. So I've been just putting it aside, not doing it. And then the Lord just said, okay, there is a scripture for you. So God brought this scripture, Matthew 25, verse 14 to 27. It's the parable of the talents, where the master gives talents to three servants, and then he comes back to settle account with them. So I will read the scripture. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one, he gave 5 talents of money, to another 2 talents, and to another 1 talent, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received the 5 talents went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 more. So also the one with the 2 talents gained 2 more. But the man who had received the 1 talent went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received the 5 talents brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man with the 2 talents also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received the 1 talent came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and went out and hid your talent in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, oops, back to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has the 10 talents, says the master. So things I've learned in these are 4 points, or 5. The first is interest. You are interested with what you think you have. Whatever gift you have, whatever knowledge you have, whatever ability, education you have, you are interested with it. So we are interested. And so that's a gift. So that kind of reminds us to be humble. It's not ours to claim. It's not ours to be proud of. We are interested. But also we are interested according to our ability. That's very important. We are interested, whatever we have in our hands, is given to us because God knows that we have the ability to multiply that gift, whatever we have in our hands. Because so many of us would feel so incapable of doing things. We would think of like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could be this. I wish I could, all these things that we would think of. But we would think, I'm not sure if I'm able. I'm like master of this. I'm amazing at this. I'd be like, no, I can't do that. So speaking to myself, preaching to myself right now. But then the Lord actually entrusts us whatever he entrusts us because he knows we are able according to our ability. So remember to be humble because it's not yours. It's a gift. You're entrusted. But also, God believes in you. The master was like, yeah, they can do this. They can handle this. Whatever he gave them. And he wasn't expecting much more than what they can do. He didn't expect like 5 more talents from the guy who got 2. He didn't expect 20 from the guy who got 5. He was pleased with what they brought back. He knew that they were faithful and they did their best. So let's not be afraid of failure because that's a major thing. I'll get back to that. I'll come back to that. But so entrusted and according to our ability. God gave us whatever we have, but also remember that he knows that we are able to do something with it. So yes, he believes in us. He believes in you. He believes in me. But the third point is these servants, the 2 servants, they made money out of the money that they were given because it says it's money. But they weren't like, hey, this mine, It was for the master. You could see how humble they are. They worked hard and it was like, here, master, you entrusted us. Here's the profit. But the master continued. You would see that he actually entrusts them more. He blesses them more. So let's remember, this is the third point, that whatever God blesses us with, entrusts us with, and we gain something out of it, it's not for us. It is for the Lord. So if you could sing amazingly, if you could preach amazingly, if your education is super high, and you gain something out of it, remember it's not yours. It's not for your glory. It's for the glory of God. And remember to give it back, to say, here, Lord, this is for you. And not puff ourselves up and feel like this is ours. So yeah, that's another point. Gained for the master. But then there is the other guy, the third guy, which could be a lot of us. I was so afraid of posting videos, obviously. I still am. And, well, we'll see how this will go. But I will continue posting videos of what the Lord is teaching me throughout my day, my week, in this new life here, in this, where we've moved here. Yeah, I'll just continue. Maybe I'll do it on YouTube. I don't know. But I will continue doing this. You can let me know if it's a good idea to do it on YouTube. A lot to learn. But fear. So this guy, he was afraid. He says, I'm afraid of you, so here's your money back. What if I lose it? So I wasn't sure. So I decided to hide it. So fear plays a major role here, right? A major role. And this fear comes from not knowing who the master is. Because he would say, I knew that you were a harsh man. I knew that you harvest where you have not sown, and you gather where you have not scattered seeds. So I was afraid, and I can't lose what you've given me. And the master says, no, you don't even know that. You don't even know that. You think you know. You thought that was the case. Because if you really, really knew that, you would have gone to the bankers and be like, okay, at least he will have profit, right? So fear and just this, yeah. But he calls him lazy. He just didn't want to. He didn't want to do anything with it. So between fear and laziness, that's probably something we would struggle with. Thinking you're not capable, you can't make it. So you decide to just not mess with it, just be safe with it, as with the gifts that we have. Let's just not go out of our comfort zones, out of like a safe place. We just play it safe. I do a lot. So here I am risking everything. But yeah, if we are entrusted according to our ability, it's very, very possible. Like, what do you call it? It's sure, almost sure that you're gonna gain. He didn't give you something you can't work with. He didn't give us something we can't work with. So yeah. So knowing the master produces this desire to work with what we are given. But if we don't know our master, we are afraid. We have this fear of failure, fear of what if I don't do it right, fear of what I don't know what people are going to think, just fear. But if we knew that we are entrusted, so the master is going to come to settle account with us. So you can't go around it. You can't skip it. God is going to come and settle account with you. And if he knows that you are able, like God gives us the ability to do it, then why not? Why not do it? So remember that, and there's this so crucial point. The master comes back after a long time. Because after a long time, the master comes back. There is time. There's a time. These guys, they didn't just succeed. They probably failed in between. They probably didn't. There was a loss maybe, but they worked. They continued working. And over this time, they gained 5. It wasn't like they went out and then they got 5 talents more. 2 talents just gained immediately. No, there was time. So remember that if things don't go the way you want them, don't think like they're producing any fruit. Time. This is so important. I'm so impatient. I'm one of the most impatient people, I think. But like, just time. Give it time. Work through time. God is going to do something. God is going to work through you. God is going to give you the ability, the capacity to actually produce fruit. So there's time. Don't be discouraged in such a short time. In time, things will start to bear fruit. So, yes, I would like to share this with you. Maybe I will continue sharing more of what the Lord teaches me. I should. But yeah, God bless you. And yeah, have a good week.